Good morning, good morning. It is July 19th. I had a wonderful zero yesterday. Lots to tell you. I just got a hitch, took a little bit, and a guy actually was going the other direction, turned around, and came and got me and brought me out here, a local here. People here are amazing. There's probably 6 or 8 people in front of me leaving the church to hitch, and they were only 5 or 10 minutes in front of me, and they were all gone when I got out there. So this town is it's actually unusually supportive of hikers. So really appreciative of the church I stayed at. So I don't know what I said, but I was having foot problems at the end of getting into town a couple days ago. Thankfully, I was hiking around a guy named Yoda, who's a young guy, in his early 30s, from Switzerland, who's a doctor. So after cleaning my feet, he checked out my feet. I even thought I might have had possible fractures, but I don't, because I told you in the pad, underside of my foot, where kind of the toes meet the pad of your foot, on both sides they were hurting. The right one's worse than the left. And I thought, well, I couldn't have broken a bone exactly in the same spot on both feet. So turned out when I looked at them, they were normal. But then 2 or 3 hours when I got there and then he inspected my feet, sure enough, blisters appeared. And so I treated them and lanced them, and I took a day yesterday to dry them out, let them heal a little bit. They still hurt, but they're not killing me. So hopefully I know how to treat them now, and I have leukotape on them now, and it's going to change the dressing every day. So sorry about that, son. So had a great time at that church. That church is amazing. I'll show you some video here of the place. Had a very nice kitchen with an oven and microwave, so you could actually get some food and cook whatever hot food, because I don't have a stove, so I'm not cooking on trail. And then a kind of a great room with big comfy couches and chairs, big tables and everything. A big hiker box, really a hiker wall. So lots of stuff there. I got a lot of leukotape from that. And then the big gym, you can see the gym. Very nice to just sleep anywhere. There was even upstairs, but it was hotter upstairs, so I didn't go up there. But so the weirdest thing happened. I hitched him. I showed it a little bit. I hitched him with 3 other people. We were kind of hiking around each other when we got to the road. And this lady that owns one of the motels picked us up and took us all with like 5 dogs or whatever, which was great to see a dog. But I had a reservation there I didn't know I was gonna have blisters, but I made a reservation like 4 days before. It was like $100. I didn't know about the church at all. So I was weird, as I said, it's a little town, Burney, but really cute, but really small, but they have a McDonald's. And so I had been thinking about a milkshake and like a cold soda for like 2 days before I got there, because it was so hot. And we're in the car with her, and she goes, "Where do you want to be dropped off?" And I said, "Well, I think I'm staying with you at your Burney motel, but you guys want to go to McDonald's?" And they all said, "Yeah." So she goes, "Well, you're not going to believe this, but 2 days ago, our water source for the city got tainted, and we have E. coli breakout. So everything's closed except for grocery store and like gas stations, but every restaurant was closed. We couldn't drink the water out of anything. That means like brushing your teeth, everything." And I found out later, one of the guys, typical small town, that found a raccoon in the water pipe. So they've been testing every day. But yeah, so McDonald's was closed. So you go into a town, you can't partake in anything, food-wise, restaurant-wise. So that kind of hindered us. So the church had tons of bottled water. So, I have water to get me to where I'm going, which I'm gonna explain in a minute. But everything has to be bottled. Some people just filtered it. They weren't too worried about it. Some locals said they were drinking it, but I wasn't about to try to risk getting sick on trail. Okay, so that is Burney. Unless I'm forgetting something, I'll rehash it if I remember something. But I got on trail got out hitching at 5 to 8 and was hiking by 8:16. So that's pretty good. And it's a 7-mile drive from Burney. So met a guy that actually is from Southern California. So that was kind of nice. Kind of caught up a little bit. But anyway, today's an interesting day. Well, the whole section, let's go to the whole section. I'm going to Mount Shasta. It's a very long hitch. Once I get there, it's 90 miles. Try to do it in about 4 days. This section where I'm doing today is pretty neat. I've got 6.7 miles. You probably saw the sign to Burney Falls. It's one of the many things on the trail that you really look forward to seeing. And I can't wait to see it. It's like a third of the mile off the trail. I think it's kind of a little bit crowded. It's like you can drive there and park there and go look at it. So there'll probably be tourists and stuff. I'm sure they'll look at us weird, like, who are these dirty people? But by the way, look at my shirt. Remember how black I was? Pretty funny. So when I got to the town, I did the 8 or 9 miles into town 2 days ago. Got there by 8:30 or 9 and hitched in. I was filthy black. So one of the things I did first when I went to the store, Safeway, and get some food and stuff for the kitchen, I got a big bottle of Shout stain remover, and I soaked my entire shirt. I mean, it was dripping wet soaked. I put it in a plastic bag and let it sit. And I was too tired and dirty and everything to do laundry. So I knew on my 0 yesterday I'd do laundry. So, and it almost all came out. I mean, it's almost perfect. Shocking, but I had so much dirt on me. It was incredible. So my feet hurt. They're not killing me, but every step is a reminder that I have blisters. But it's kind of funny, you know, I've hiked without blisters until now. I've never had a blister on this trail, and mostly pain-free, which is very rare. Everybody has the hiker hobble or something, has something wrong with them. But I mean, I'm not lying. About 60-70% of the hikers that I saw just in this church had blisters, and some had massive blisters everywhere. And usually you get them early on, you know, but then your feet kind of callus up. But it's a very common thing. Sorry about that sun. Figures that want to do this. It's exactly behind me. So I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna clean my feet, redress them with Leukotape every morning, and just start fresh and let them dry out and hopefully just heal up. So that's the plan. I do have a massive climb. It's actually not steep, but it's 11.5 miles from Rock Creek up to the top. Anytime I do a 0, it's always a long speech on the way out of town because there's a lot to tell you. But I met a lot of neat people, and it's kind of crazy. Now I'm more around a lot of hikers. And what's weird about it is there's a lot of southbounders and northbounders, because everybody that didn't go in the stairs went up north up here and flipped around. A lot of people went to Ashland Way, where I'm going, are coming south. Some are going north, and so it's kind of weird. It's a weird year. There's still a lot of hikers, but they're going in every direction. All right, where am I going? Okay, I'm going over here. All right, guys, that's it. Next stop, Burney Falls. I'll show you a little bit of the trails, but you can probably see behind me, it's been really pretty and a decent amount of shade so far. All right, bye. Thank you.
Follow
right, so a couple things real quick. I think I've gone 12 point something, almost 13 miles. Yeah, I'm off center here. I'm gonna try to soak my feet in the water. I got here just before 3 o'clock, so remember I started at 8:20, so I had a late start, but I'm doing all right. Going at a medium pace for my feet. They are bothering me a lot, but as promised, I'm gonna eat. One of the things I bought and I'm carrying, it's heavy, is a plastic jar of peanut butter, creamy peanut butter. And then also this. And I'm gonna put it on tortillas, wrap it up, get some calories and some protein. The more I eat, the more strength I have, and also the lighter my pack is. So I usually hesitate from carrying those kind of bottles because they're heavy, but I have to do it and feed myself. From here, I'm shooting for 6 miles. We'll see. There's water crossing the trail. There's one spring on the way up, about 3 miles up, and I was gonna maybe camp there, but it's iffy. I can't tell from the comments if there's even water there. One person said it's not existent, and one person said it's there. So I may go to the 6 mile mark, and if so, I'll tell you how much I did at the end of the day, which is pretty good considering I've been cruising and taking my time, but this is the plan. So as well as when I go up the mountain, I'll stop somewhere halfway up in the shade and drink some water and relax and get out of the sun. So that's my plan. It's going to be semi-steep the next 6 miles, so I'm not looking forward to that. It's very hot. But like I said, it's 3 o'clock, so I'm going to leave at 4:15. That's kind of the hottest part of the day, so my intent is to leave and hopefully the temperatures go down as I am climbing up. So I'll touch base with you later. I'm going to eat and hopefully soak my feet. And advertise, here it is. So the road goes kind of like this and around here. There's a nice little spot here. Let's see if we have one just right here or maybe a little further back. I don't want to be too far out in case a truck comes by and maybe somebody's liquored up. So I'm probably gonna, it's a little bit rocky, but it'll work. I think I'm gonna go right here. I don't know. We'll see. Well, hey guys, what a good productive day. It's really funny. Today was going to be kind of like almost not a throwaway day, but because I didn't get on trail till 8:15, 8:20, and it was I was going to go by the state park, the Burney State Park, where the waterfall is. That's just 4/10 both ways, plus actually further because once you get in there, I went over to the store, and I knew it was going to be so it was kind of like almost like a day to get set up, but I actually did a lot more miles than I thought. And I used the whole day like I said I was going to do. I got my brakes much better, not quite where I said I would, like every 2 hours, but I did the typical thing I do. I get on trail. I did 8.1 miles to the Burney State the Falls Park, whatever it's called. And I didn't eat. I mean, I drank water, but I didn't eat. But then when I went there, after I filmed it, I stood there, and then there was a bunch of other hikers there. But I sat by a bench by the store. I bought a Gatorade and an A&W root beer and just sat there. And there was a plug, so I charged my phone a little. I sat there for not there, but between looking at the park and sitting down, it was like an hour and a half. I got going, and I hiked another 5.8 to Rock Creek, which is where I showed where I got water, and I was underneath the bridge, and so that got me almost 13 miles in for the day. And I took another almost 6 miles, and then I took an hour and 15-minute break, and even dozed off for a few minutes. It was kind of uncomfortable where I was sitting. There was just nowhere comfortable to sit, but I kind of tried to doze off a little bit, and then I did another, what is that? Six miles to here. So I had 2 really long breaks. You know, I stop a lot and catch my breath, but there wasn't much water here. And then when I stopped back there to get water, the mosquitoes ate me alive. And when I got to this campsite, I didn't film me after the tent because it was just it's getting dark and I need to eat. But I showed you kind of the spot I have. I'm just about 100 yards from the trail, down a old truck road. But the ground's rock hard, so I have to have boulders on all the stakes. But it's up and there's no wind, so it should be a nice night. But yeah, it's just weird. It turned out to be a 19.3 mile day, and I thought I was going to do about 10 miles and just be set up and then start hiking tomorrow. But anyway, I had a great day, and I really proud of myself. And I did almost 20 miles, starting late in major heat. I got up higher and it was a little cooler, but you know, when you say cool, I don't mean cool. I mean like instead of 100, it was 90. But I mean, for having a lot of pain in my feet from blisters on each side, I think I did great, and have good setup for tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I'm gonna eat some tortilla, salami, and some aged cheese, and maybe watch Netflix. See you tomorrow.